Hi, I invite you to play this game with me. It's a game of co-creation with omnipotence of infinite God source that is you and me. So let's meet here, face to face, soul to soul, even though we are not physically encountering. In the quantum, we are creating a space, we're consecrating a space. And allow me to guide you into how this game works. I've been pondering, contemplating for a while how to do this in the most elegant way. So today allow me to be your humble guide and servant. So we're here, right? Now, here's a simple play invitation. Imagine that at the same time, as you are here, you are also right there, right here, just behind you. And I will also do the same. I'm just here, just behind myself. Now we're going to start the game by saying, when I am outside of my body, and also imagine myself to have no features at all, to have no head, no mind, no body. Even the energy would be something that me, outside here, I don't possess any of those qualities. So what am I? What are you if you strip all of the phenomenal appearances away? What is left? Nothing, right? But there is still you. So let's call this something. Let's call this you or me that's outside of space-time and phenomenal construct, consciousness, for example. Now there will be another question. This consciousness that is outside of me and outside of you, when it is not assuming the first person identity, is there two consciousnesses or is it only one? So let's make this really clear. If this consciousness assumes the first person identity, then yay, here's me and there's you. Individualizations. But if we step outside of space-time and construct, who is this? What is this? It seems like it's only one consciousness, right? So we consecrate this co-creation space in a way that we are here as two or more individuals partaking in the game. In a larger container, we are one consciousness projecting itself as the space-time construct and individuals within this game experience. And so we can say that we are consecrating this space, you and me, where we are meeting, head to head, soul to soul, individual to individual. But in a larger container, it is one consciousness talking to itself. True. Different people. Same consciousness, different people. So we can say the consciousness is communing in this sacred space, having a conversation from different perspectives. Your perspective, my perspective. So in this space, that is consecrated for co-creation. We are going to ponder, we are going to ask this consciousness that is beyond the space-time construct, what is the limitation to what becomes created? What is the limitation? What is the technical limitation? Let's find out. Let's ask a few more basic questions. First of all, this consciousness that is encapsulating this space, and it is projecting itself as you and me both. We're going to ask it, are you omnipotent? Meaning, infinitely powerless to manifest whatever is your desire. Now we're going to ask if this infinite potentiality is already manifested. So let's imagine that we are in an infinite screen of energy. And first of all, we're this consciousness that is observing individualities appear and then conversing through the means of these individualities that are now having this container. But let's say in between this consciousness, which is the same if you go outside of your own first-person immersion and I go outside of my first-person immersion, is the same consciousness. Let's assume it already manifested the infinite screen of potentiality, which you can imagine to be just infinite white light, and in this infinite white light we appear, and around me there are buildings and street lights. So all of these appearances, these forms, are energy that is limiting itself into a design. So there's already an infinite screen, infinite light of potentiality that is then by choice made on different levels, becoming a street light, a building, a talking head, a flow, a transmission, a conversation. So then we need to assume that in potentiality there is already everything. So how are we co-creating? We are actually adding some choice, some limitation to this infinite potentiality. And by our minds and our words, we are able to visualize and speak into existence a program that this reality construct understands, and these words become a part of this program that manifests as a limited construct within the infinite potential. Voila. Which basically means that if you had a screen, right now I'm recording this on a smartphone, that could be just a black screen. It would be just consciousness observing nothing on the screen. That screen could be just light without actually an operating system or a video that is playing or a video that I'm recording. I'm seeing myself in a reflection. The camera is picking up this reflection and then it is transducing it to the screen, so the infinite light of the screen, which is potential, becomes a defined image of a reality that we are experiencing right now. So let's imagine and assume that what is around you as a human being, and you as this human being yourself, is a construct within this already manifested infinite reality. Now, what can be added from the infinite potential onto the screen? What can be remixed? What can be edited? What can be created? And when we're talking about creation, editing, remixing, we are transforming, recreating something that is already here, or we are from inspiration, which is a part of our mind that is telling us about things that are not already in the picture. So we are using this divine inspiration to intuit and then visualize and then speak into creation something that is then going to be the omnipotence of creativity limited into an existing entity or a form in this reality that we experience. Now, what I'm saying here is pure magic, but also what I'm explaining here is nothing new to you or me or anyone else. Since the beginning of our experience as humans, we already use the ideas, planning, execution, to create something in a deliberate manner. So we were always in this magical construct of reality, just creating. And first of all, we need to learn how to walk and talk. So we were focused on that. And then we learned how to remix something in our imagination that we already learned from the world that was previously created. Now when we're talking about magic, it's all magic. But then you can differentiate the word magic or inspiration to be a quality where you can tap into this infinite potentiality and crystallize something that hasn't been seen before in everything, the buildings, the street lights, my furry jacket, and my headphones. All of these things somebody needs to create for the first time, or probably these are just a remix of a previous headphone that somebody used or witnessed in this reality, so they recreated that in a different way. They evolved it. But then think of Nikola Tesla, for example, creating all these devices, all of these inventions that were ahead of the time because nobody could even relate to them. They were so out of the context that the guy just seemed like a weirdo, and now he's celebrated. But at his time, at that day and age, it was too much. It was unrelatable for many of us that lived in that time. So we are consecrating this space, and we can do whatever we want with the infinite potentiality, but we have to limit the idea to something, because the source, infinite potential, creativity itself expresses itself just as everything. It's pretty abstract. It's like singularity. And then it starts to differentiate and create the logos or the mind or the God mind, and then these concepts fractalize or reiterate themselves into further concepts, and we come down to this super complex, super detailed level of reality where we are, that creative agency that is the absolute creativity experiencing itself as humans. So the magic is already running, the magic is already installed, and I want to invite you to come to this new level of operating as a human, where you are not referencing the real or the tangible as something that is empiric, that is confirmed by your experience, as something that is, well, already manifested and we can easily assume it to be. When we talk about fate, it is the inner connectivity of you as an individual to this larger space that is containing the reality. When we talk about fate, when we talk about inspiration, it is actually your connection to realizing yourself as being the supreme, absolute, omnipotent creativity that created planets, universes. And we say this a lot in this day and age. You are the universe experiencing yourself as a human being. Okay. But to say this and to know this intellectually is not quite the same as to feel this throughout your being, which is called faith. So the only thing that I want to consecrate in this space is that we as individuals allow this feeling to permeate us completely. Welcome to our collective self-realization as God. God is only one. God individualized as everybody and everything, and then also just a small inquiry for your contemplation. If you are this infinite omnipotence, what limitations are you choosing right now to create your reality? And who is the author of these limitations? Is there anything that is impossible? I hope you have some fun with this. Thank you for participating in this space. I'm Jovan, you're watching Galactic Academy. Hope to see you again. And I hope you have some playtime contemplating the infinite resource that is you, and it is at disposal of your individuality. So enjoy. Bye.